Hey guys, so today we are going to talk about the movie Split. I have been getting so many requests and questions. How do you feel about this? Please make a video about this. So I'm finally going to address this movie. You guys know how I feel about portrayal of mental illness in horror, the horror genre. If you don't know how I feel about that, please watch my video down below on should mental illness be used in horror. I know there's this whole PC culture out there and this whole, you know, sensitivity thing, and like there's this whole thing, especially about 2016, I don't know what it is. People get triggered easily by things, and so I don't really want any of those kind of comments in this video because I think I have a kind of different audience here on my horror channel than on my main channel. Now, I've been called out for being too sensitive in the past, and I just don't want that to be an issue here because yes, if I'm going to be sensitive about anything, any kind of social issue, it's going to be exploitation of mental illness. So now that we've got that out of the way, I'm gonna rewatch the trailer because it's been a while since I've seen it. I've only seen it one time. And before we start any kind of commentary, we're just gonna watch it and then I'll do all my commentary after the fact. I do really love this first scene of the trailer. I think it's really cool.
What are we doing here? He's not allowed to touch you. He knows what you're here for. Yes.
Before 23 identities live in Kevin's body.
23. See, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Into their body chemistry with their thoughts.
Someone's coming for you.
He's done awful things to people and he'll do awful things to you.
So based on the trailer, it's kind of confirmed that this person has dissociative identity disorder. Now, it's no longer called multiple personality disorder, so I'm going to refer to it as DID. My first reaction and hope for this movie, I was like, it's M. Night Shyamalan. There's going to be a giant twist. I bet you he actually does not have dissociative identity disorder. I can bet you that's gonna be the twist. I mean, I don't know, that's just my hunch. I could be completely like off base there because clearly in the trailer they show that he has multiple personalities. They're not all violent, like they don't have to be violent, and I think that's my issue. And this is the same director who did The Visit, which we all know my thoughts on that movie. He portrayed people who have mental illness as people who are violent, and that's not always the case. And so I think movies like this and The Visit and stuff like that don't help the stigma of mental illness and the stigma around people who have mental illness, because there's like a small percentage of people who actually may be violent, but it's so small. Like people with schizophrenia, dissociative identity disorder, things like this, they don't usually lash out at people and they're not violent. So that's my hope, is that the therapist seemed to make a comment that he can change his body chemistry and that people who have multiple personalities can change their body chemistry, and it looked like he was morphing into something. So maybe the Beast is actually something else and it turns out to be a completely different movie entirely, which we all know M. Night Shyamalan loves a good twist, so I'm counting on that twist to make it right. But yes, I will say right off the bat, I was turned off. I do want to see it and review it for you guys, and now that I don't have Vessel, I can review it like the day I see it, which I'm hoping to get it up as soon as possible, as soon as it comes out. Now, DID is actually really controversial in itself, and I don't want this to be like a psychology related video because that's for my other channel, but DID is actually very controversial because a lot of people, well, some people don't actually believe it's a thing and they think that they're making it up. Now, it is true some therapists will, like, this was back in the day when they first started talk therapy and stuff, but they would kind of guide them into these personalities and kind of convince them that they had these, and you can see videos of this. Actually, I recommend The United States of Terror on Netflix. I think it's still on Netflix. It's an older show and it was canceled, and I'm so sad about it because it was so good. It stars Toni Collette and I love her, and she has dissociative identity disorder and a couple personalities. I think there's like 4 or 5 that show up during the show, and it was really good, and it really shows what families can go through. It's obviously a made-up show and it's just one situation, and I think shows like that are painting a better picture of what the disorder actually is versus movies like this, which just kind of show it in a horrifying manner, which isn't true. Like, that's just not what mental illness is. It's not something that's that horrifying where you can use it for something scary. As I said in my other video, are mental illnesses scary? Absolutely. Mostly for the person going through them, because they don't really become violent or like scary towards other people, you know? So I'm just kind of, I don't know. I don't like mental illness being portrayed in a horror sense, and I think we should just start weaning it out, because I just don't think it's helping the stigma around it. I mean, we see movies like this, and then now there's going to be people who are uneducated when it comes to psychology, and they're going to think that people who have DID are violent, or they have a personality that wants to murder you. Like, that's not the case. So thank you to everyone who's sent this trailer to me and said, what do you think of this? Because it's literally, I've never had such an overwhelming like request to do a video or show my response to before, so thank you for showing that to me. Let me know what you think, if I'm being like too picky about it. I mean, this one though I think is gonna look a little bit worse than The Visit in my opinion. But like I said, if I'm gonna be sensitive about anything, it's gonna be stuff like this, so you know, please be nice to me in the comments. But please feel free to share your opinion. I'm not here to like, you know, say that you are wrong and I'm right or anything. So please feel free to say whether or not you think movie looks offensive. If you agree with me that there's going to be a big twist and maybe it's not actually going to be a mental illness, you tell me down below. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know other movies that you want me to react to, or any other kind of movies that you think fall under the same umbrella of exploiting mental illness. I'd love to see some more and rant about some more movies like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon.